All right. Product classes. That's what we're going to review today, and we review an exercise that you can download if you're seeing this on my website. There's a PDF file, an exercise that you may print, and then I'm going to go put the product classes on the board briefly here, and then I'm going to go over this exercise so that you can download. So there's convenience products, and when you talk about a convenience product, these are products that we don't spend a great deal of time or effort searching for or thinking about. And there's three types of convenience products. The convenience staple. Can somebody give me an example in my classroom here of a convenience staple? Yeah.
Then they put the bread in one corner, the milk in the other, so you have to walk through and see all the other good things.
Yeah, that's what I talked about. That's a good review. You remembered it. Yeah. The things that you buy on a weekly basis. Examples would be bread and eggs and milk, and those would be staples. And the grocery stores do. They would place them all around in a large grocery store, so you have to walk around the entire thing. And so you're walking the total back of the store to get your milk, and you walk by the chocolate chip cookies, and you will buy a lot of other stuff. So that's a staple. Then there's the impulse items. Can somebody give me some examples of an impulse item, things that people buy often on impulse?
Like the candy by the checkout.
Candy by the checkout, absolutely.
It's right there in your face and you just have to buy it.
Magazines, escort magazines.
Magazines.
It's calling your name. You gotta buy that candy. It's right
Candy, Coca-Cola. These are things that the cop machines out here in the hallway. You pass the, and it's an impulse. You didn't necessarily think about buying a Coke, but you do. And then our third type of convenience product would be emergency. And what would be an example of emergency product?
Tires.
Tires. I've talked about that as a flat tire you might have. And on interstate, you'd get you would have a wrecker pull you off to the next exit, and you might care about what brand of tire that they have to sell or what price, but you're going to pay by the brand that they have and the price that they offer it at. So those are bought on convenience for different reasons. And then there's items that we will do shopping for, shopping products. And there's two kinds of shopping products. There's homogeneous and heterogeneous. A homogeneous shopping product is one that we buy on price. We see all the brands of the same. They're a little more expensive items. My example was a refrigerator. If it was a frost-free 19 cubic foot refrigerator with an ice maker, I don't see a lot of difference between a Hot Point or a KitchenAid or a Whirlpool. I'll buy the cheapest one, or the one where I like the retailer better. So we see the products the same. Heterogeneous products are something like a car, where we shop for a car. We'll look at features and benefits and the attributes of the car before we would buy. We definitely look for a lot of different things. I want to get a car with this internet radio in my next car. It's a feature I want to have Pandora in my car. So that's I don't have that now. The next type of product would be a specialty product. Specialty, meaning that we will not accept any substitute. That's it usually is a more expensive item, like I'll accept nothing other than a Mercedes-Benz. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? But it might not be. It doesn't have to be that expensive. I give an example of like my favorite brand of ice cream is Breyers, all natural ingredients, French vanilla with the crushed vanilla beans. Oh man, that's good ice cream. And when I go to there's other premium brands. There's Ben and Jerry's and Haagen-Dazs, but I like me some Breyers ice cream. So that would be a specialty item. Then there's two kinds of unsought products. There would be new unsought, and a new unsought product would be something we don't know about yet. We don't know we need. About 4 years ago, we didn't know we needed an iPad, right? It's a whole category of products we didn't know we needed. And until somebody shows us markets the product, tells us about it, informs us, then we don't know we need it. So that would be a new unsought. Okay. And then a regularly unsought would be a product that we won't seek out. Not necessarily we won't buy it. A regularly unsought product, a good example of that is life insurance. If a life insurance salesman stayed in his office and waited for clients, he would wait a long time. All right, well, let's look at our exercise. And Jeremy Bauer walked into a CVS drugstore and told the clerk at the camera counter that he wanted to buy a disposable camera with a built-in flash. The clerk said he had several such cameras, including the Kodak, Fuji, and CVS brands. I'll take the one with the lowest price, Jeremy said. What kind of product is this? Homogeneous shopping product. Ding, 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 ding. Excellent. And the reason it is because Jeremy went into the drugstore seeking to purchase a disposable camera. So that's shopping product. It's homogeneous because he didn't care which of the three brands he wanted the lowest price. Which one is he likely to get? The store brand, right? Maybe Fuji or Kodak produced it and put the CVS brand name on it. So we probably get that. That would be the one. Dawn was at her cousin's house and saw some photographs that her cousin had taken with a Kodak disposable camera. She was so surprised by the quality of the pictures, she decided to purchase the same camera. The next day, she went to the nearby camera store and found that the store did not have a Kodak in stock. Although it did have other brands in stock that the clerk assured her that were just as good. But Dawn ignored this advice and tried two other stores that were also out of stock. Getting frustrated, she was ready to drive across town to the Target store. However, when she stopped for gas at the convenience store, she came upon a display of Kodak disposable cameras. She quickly bought one, even though she felt the price would be lower at the Target. How is Dawn doing this product? What product classes?
Specialty.
It's a specialty. She would accept no other substitute. Ding, ding, ding. It's a smart group. Okay. While deep sea fishing off the coast of Hawaii, Toby caught a large swordfish. I've done this. I've deep sea fished off the coast of Hawaii, and it takes hours out there in the ocean, and you don't catch a swordfish. You watch the fishing shows. They show you reeling in the fish. Not so much. Okay, so it is a rare occurrence to get a large swordfish. So he decided that his friends back home would never believe his big fish story if he didn't have some pictures, but he didn't have a camera with him. As soon as he got off the boat, Toby went to the nearby tourist shop and was pleased to see a display of Kodak disposable cameras, but he was sorry to see how much higher the price was for the same camera in his hometown. He bought one anyway because he wanted to get some pictures right away before the fish was taken away to the fish market. How's Toby using this? It's an emergency. If he doesn't get a picture of this fish, the swordfish is going to get taken away. Absolutely, it's an emergency. Wesley Pierce teaches high school science courses. He spent most of his leisure time doing amateur photography. In fact, he enjoys photography so much that for several years he has volunteered to teach advanced photography workshops offered by the city recreational department. He has won several awards for his photography of mountain landscapes. Wesley has even raised a little cash by selling some of his photos to companies that print postcards. Several of his friends have encouraged him to turn professional, but he prefers to use his talents mainly as a hobby. How's Wesley? What's Wesley going to do with this disposable camera? He's not going to buy it, is he? He's got a Canon or a Minolta. He's got a $2,000-$3,000 worth of a camera equipment. He's not going to buy a $5-$6 disposable camera. So it's unsought, regularly unsought. Okay. Our last one. Hope was shopping in a local supermarket. She came upon an end of aisle display. This is the most expensive retail space in your grocery store, the end caps. Kodak would pay the grocer a large stocking fee to have that end aisle, because not everybody goes through every aisle. I can tell if you're studying marketing and you go into your grocery store what the items that have the most margin in them, because they're always on the end caps or they're at eye level on your aisle. Things way at the bottom. You always find jars of mayonnaise in the bottom where you have to bend over and pick them up because there's no margin. They may pay you to take the mayonnaise out of the store. So there's some items that the grocery store, the square feet is not all the same value. Eye level and stuff at the end caps are much more valuable. So at first she doubted that the product quality because the cameras all had plastic lenses. But she remembered the Kodak advertisement she'd seen on television and magazines. She decided to buy one so that her grandchildren who were visiting for the week could take pictures during their stay. How is Hope using this?
What's the question again?
Impulse. An impulse. You got it. All right. Yeah. She was buying groceries. She took her cart past the end cap at the end of the row there. Saw the display of groceries, and she remembered that her grandchildren were visiting next week, and her grandchildren probably not told the age, but they may be 6 or 8 years old. You're not going to hand an 8-year-old an expensive camera, right? You could, in fact, actually, these disposable cameras are kind of at the end of the product life cycle. We're going to teach in a minute the product life cycle. This is definitely the decline stage because everybody has cameras in their telephones now, with really pretty good megapixels in their telephones. And more people have the smartphones that have that. And digital phones and digital cameras are at a very low price. So the disposable cameras are still available, however, for special uses. Has anybody been to a wedding reception where they have the wedding, the disposable cameras for all the guests to take their photos? Yeah, and they put them on a website, and it's kind of fun for extra wedding photos. For children, grandchildren to use.
Them in zoos and stuff a lot.
Yeah, I
Places
want to
in-
be those.
places you can go and see, and you might forget your camera or something.
Yeah, so there's for convenience, that would definitely be, if you bought it at the zoo, it would be as a convenience item. Or maybe you think it's an emergency, because if you don't get the pictures now, you wouldn't, at the zoo, you're not gonna go there again, so, good.